all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment and solid waste systems, public buildings and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and the children in the city of Litchfield to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And resolved, I, Mayor Steve Doherty, do hereby designate the week, May 19th through 25th, 2024, as National Public Works Week. Ray, and I guess Dave's not here, but anyway, please share with your employees our gratitude. And it's National Travel and Tourism Week. We're celebrating the whole month of May here. Whereas the travel industry is essential to the success of every industry and will continue to be a critical part of the city of Litchfield's economy, development, and workforce. Whereas travel enables success for all industries, including manufacturing, agriculture, defense, healthcare, and more, by driving sales growth, innovation, education, and operations that power our economy, our nation, and our state. Whereas small businesses account for more than 60% of leisure and hospitality enjoyment. Whereas travel is an essential industry and we must continue to communicate that growing travel leads to economic growth, benefits businesses, fosters mutual understanding, and connects the nation. Therefore, I, Mayor Steve Doherty, do hereby proclaim May 19th to 25th, 2024 as National Travel and Tourism Week in Illinois. And Stacy, are you back there?
She just stepped out to check the connection.
Oh, okay. Anyway, please thank your committee and congratulations on a successful Pickers Market last Sunday. Okay, I think that's all the whereases I have tonight. In my report, Alderwoman Zumwalt, I think we need a moment of silence for Spax the cat. I'm sure that's very emotional.
It's very hard, yes. She's been with us a long time.
Yeah. Okay, there's plenty more out there. I'd like to report too that Wednesday night, help me, Heather, was it Tuesday or Wednesday now? It was Tuesday. Heather and I attended the county board meeting. They found through wrapping up the funding for the ARPA program, where we previously received money for a siren and something else I can't remember now, but they had extra money, and we went there to request that we get assistance with our new lake boat, and they granted $36,000. And also another item that Tanya had applied for previously was awarded. We got $26,000 for a SUV for our police department. So that takes care of a couple of vehicles that we need that are already in the budget. Okay, now I'll ask for a motion to appoint Robin Huffman to fill the unexpired term of Dan Newkirk as alderperson of Ward 2.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Alderman Killenberger, thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt. Hughes.
Aye.
Payne. Fleming.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Swearing in.
And you raise your right hand. I, Robin Huffman,
I, Robin Huffman,
having been appointed to the office of Alderman Ward 2
having been appointed to the office of Alderman Ward 2
in the city of Litchfield, Montgomery County, Illinois,
in the city of Litchfield, Montgomery County, Illinois,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Alderman Ward 2
of the office of Alderman Ward 2
in the city of Litchfield to the best of my ability.
in the city of Litchfield to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
have a seat. Okay, before I ask for a motion for the following committee, I'm pulling the name Dave Howell off and moving the 3-year unexpired term of Bob Reed for Jennifer Bitter Compton. And you have resumes from Megan Hyam and Jennifer Bitter Compton. Hope you've had time to look those over. You want some time to do that now? Actually, I'll need a motion first to approve the committee appointments for the Economic Development Commission. That's John Winans for a 3-year unexpired term, Megan Hyam for a 4-year term, Paul Osborne for a 4-year term, Tim Berenga for a 4-year term, Dan Fleming for a 4-year term, Jennifer Bitter Compton for a 3-year unexpired term, ending May 2027.
So moved.
Thank you. Yes, Alderman Garrell seconds. Any discussion?
So,
You have time to look at the,
I just had a quick question, Steve. My quick question was, so Jim Compton was on here for Lindsay Garner. Is he gonna stay on, or which person is staying?
at this point, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But he also manages not a spin-off, but a subsidiary of Dometic in Indiana, so you can't make many of the meetings. So, that 1 year will be easier to, find someone to work, take that, so. Okay, yeah, want time to look at or have you already looked at the resumes? Okay, roll call please.
Garrell.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Zumwalt. Hughes.
Aye.
Payne. Fleming.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Thank you, motion passes. Now we have one public participant, and that is Cliff Ingram. Cliff, would you step to the microphone, please?
Mr. Mayor, at the last city council meeting, during the discussion on appointments to various committees, you stated that when you became the mayor, it was communicated to you that the practice of the mayoral office was to nominate existing members back to the committee they served when their term expired. And I realize that this is common practice in all kinds of organizations across our nation. In fact, even in our government, it is common practice to re-elect the incumbent. And but just because it's tradition doesn't mean that it's necessarily a good idea. And I personally believe that it's actually an unhealthy practice, which is in fact the reason why we, as a nation, imposed the term limits on the president, as well as many people now are in favor of term limits for Congress. There's wisdom in having continuity on governing or advisory committees. However, a committee has to have new blood as well to keep them stagnating. Now that we are through the cycle of committee appointments, and I believe with a little bit of frustration on the part of some, I believe we've come to a good conclusion to that. But in future appointments, Mr. Mayor, whether it's by you or by by your successor as mayor, as well as to the rest of the council members, I recommend the practice of maintaining the same people on committees year upon year upon year come to an end. I believe the majority of residents of Litchfield desire a city that is vibrant and healthy. I further believe that vibrancy and health is best achieved by balancing city appointments with seasoned members as well as with new members. Actually, that is the reason that we have rotation of committees and members on those committees. Also, a balance needs to be maintained between people of differing perspectives so that the committee can truly consider varying viewpoints. Without a doubt, I believe there is not a dearth of qualified candidates for our committees in Litchfield. Rather, there are numerous highly qualified people, although not all of those qualified people might not always share the mayor's personal interests or viewpoints. I believe that we all desire the best for Litchfield, and this happens, Mr. Mayor and council members, when committees are filled with a broad representation of our city and with new ideas and new perspectives are being presented, or that new ideas and new perspectives are being presented to optimize solutions in the changing times in which we live. And so I would just urge us to focus on broader representation on our committees. Thank you very much for this time.
Thank you for your comments. I'd like to also add that I have, in that past 11 years, I've brought on a lot of new people in for committees, and always looking for those that will stay for a while, because there's so much, things take 4, 5, 6, 7 years, or 1 or 2, 3 terms on a committee to see through fruition. So appreciate your comments. You have, I know you just worked at the city of, another city you represent, is going through the same questioning of the mayor's duties, and this is my duty to do the appointments, okay? It's mandatory by state statute. So,
Be happy to explain it. It is committee nominating season all over the state of Illinois, and I represent various communities, and these same questions and issues are coming to the forefront, not just here in Litchfield, but in other areas. Just to give everybody kind of a quick explanation of how this process works, and I promise it'll be quick. This is a non-home rule aldermanic government. The mayor only votes in certain circumstances. So the trade-off is the mayor has some executive powers given to him or her by statute. The process for municipal appointments are governed very specifically by 65 ILCS 5, 3.1, 30, 35, and they're articulated in various provisions of our city code. This establishes the boards, commissions, committees. Particularly the mayor may make appointments, and those individuals are so appointed with the advice and consent of the city council. This is sort of the check and balance, right? The mayor is the executive, and the city council gets to vote on these appointments. Again, we're a non-home rule community, so under Dylan's rule, the non-home rule communities cannot do anything that is not authorized by statute. Again, just some further explanation, and this process is all stated in statutes. This isn't anything that the Litchfield in particular controls. Appointments are made by the mayor with the advice and consent of the council, 65 ILCS 53135, subsection A. The city council has a check on the current appointees by way of passing an ordinance or resolution consistent with the city code, continuing the appointed office if they no longer think that it's serving the best needs of the citizens. That's 65 ILCS 53135, subsection B. And likewise, the mayor may remove an appointee, 65 ILCS 53135-10. Sort of to wrap this up, the mayor may make appointments necessary to carry into effect the power conferred upon municipalities such as Litchfield. Those powers are traditionally established in boards, commissions, or committees. The mayor makes appointments with the advice and consent of the council. Council may ultimately not provide its advice and consent with an affirmative vote. They can vote no. And the mayor's appointee is not appointed in that session. However, there is actually nothing preventing the mayor from continuing to bring back the same slate of candidates or the same candidate for these committees. It doesn't function in the same way as like appointing somebody the city council does. So that's, again, kind of the check and balance and the push and the pull of these committee appointees. Again, Dylan's rule, the local government only has powers that are granted to it by the state. As a result, it would appear that the city has the power, or the city does not have the power to put additional restrictions on committees not articulated in Illinois statutes. And the mayor and the council have to follow the Illinois law when making appointments, and I believe Litchfield is following the law, and I think you just saw that play out over the last couple of meetings. So I commend the city council for, thoroughly going through this process and vetting these candidates, and kudos to you guys. So just wanted to kind of give you the legal rundown on how this works.
And I would like to just finish that with the fact that we are now half female, half male here. Well, actually, with these two, there are no females. We're even. to the process here. I also nominated or appointed Cassidy Payne years ago, and then she ran for re-election and was successful. So there's nothing new about females being on committees. As a matter of fact, there's 2 out of the 7 seats on the zoning board. As of tonight, 2 out of 13 on the EDC, 4 of 9 on the Plan Commission, 2 of 2 on the Fire Pension Board, 2 of 2 on the Police Pension Board, 6 of 8 on the Tourism Board. And I'll soon be looking for people for to reconvene the Tree Board, which has fallen apart and didn't exist when I first came on, and we tried to get it going, and it worked for a couple of years. So I'll be looking for people for that, and you can contact the office and if you're interested in that. So
Carol, can you tell me who made the motion and the second for the commissions, please? Just for my own.
Sure. Ellenberger and Bureau.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
okay, thank you again, Cliff. Appreciate it. I'd like a motion to accept the minutes from the May 2nd, 2024 meeting. Alderman Garrow,
I'll second.
Alderman Fleming seconds. Any additions or corrections to the minutes? Roll call, please.
Huffman,
Abstain.
Zumwalt,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Payne, Fleming,
Aye.
Ellenberger,
Aye.
Sisson, and Garrett.
Aye.
Motion passes. Now I'd like a motion to direct the city clerk to transfer funds from the city's sales tax to the city's general fund, to issue checks and authorize to pay the bills and process payroll.
So moved.
Alderman Kellenberger, Alderman Garrett, thank you. Any corrections to the invoices and bills? Roll call, please.
Zumwalt,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
Payne, Fleming,
Aye.
Ellenberger,
Aye.
Sisson, Garrett, Huffman.
Motion passes. Moving on to new business, Alderman Hughes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve an ordinance declaring a 50-inch 4.0 time cutter lawnmower as surplus and authorizing its sale, a trade-in, and or disposal.
Give a second, Alderman Garrett seconds. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Hughes,
Aye.
Payne, Fleming,
Aye.
Ellenberger,
Aye.
Sisson, Garrett,
Aye.
Zumwalt, Huffman.
Aye.
Motion passes. Alderman Hughes.
I'd like to make a motion to purchase a 2024 John Deere Z950M Z-Track lawnmower from Sloan Implement for the amount not to exceed $11,150.81.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Alderwoman Sisson seconds. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Payne, Fleming,
Aye.
Kellenberger,
Aye.
Sisson, Garrett,
Aye.
Zumwalt, Huffman,
Aye.
Payne. Already called you, sorry, Hughes.
Motion passes. 9 votes.
You get this one. Yes, the rules.
Alderman Hughes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of an Apex Deluxe 4-point system and a Res Q jack pad from AEC Fire Safety Security for an amount not to exceed $16,370.
Thank you. Alderwoman Huffman got her first second. Any discussion?
That was all grant money, is that right?
Yes, all but a little
Yes.
bit.
Yes, it was.
Just what the quote went up
Right.
over the duration of getting the grant, so that's the only thing we're responsible for.
Thank you.
It was the small equipment grant through the fire marshal.
Love that free money. Roll call, please.
Fleming,
Aye.
Kellenberger,
Aye.
Sisson, Garrett,
Aye.
Zumwalt, Huffman,
Aye.
Hughes,
Aye.
and Payne.
Motion passes. Alderwoman Payne.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution for an agreement with GovTemps USA, a division of MGT of America Consulting LLC for financial services.
I'll second that.
Thank you. And Anne Marie is here. Anne Marie, would you stand up? This is going to be our new finance officer.
If we could have Anne Marie, if you could do a quick introduction of yourself while you're making your way up. So this is to assist the city with any audit prep work, financial reports that need to be prepared, and eventually possibly budget officer duties and things of that nature. So we're very excited.
Hi, I'm Anne Marie. I live about three hours north of here, right where 80 and 55 cross each other. I was a finance director for 17 and a half years at large municipality on the southwest side of Chicago, Orland Park. Prior to that, I worked for Cook County, which is the biggest county in Illinois, as the director of accounting for the treasurer's office. And it's a little bit of private sector experience. I left the public sector after the county and worked for an audit firm for about 4 years, so I have a lot of audit experience. I retired from Orland Park in 2020 as an IRF employee. Wasn't ready to be done working, so I took a job with GovHR, which is a large consulting firm that was just bought out by a firm in Florida. I have like 5 or 6 clients that I work with consistently, providing financial services to them. And I'm excited to help with the city of Litchfield. I keep calling it a village, so I might do that a lot. Because up north, there's more villages than there is cities, so if anyone has any questions.
In Marie's contract states that she'll be working anywhere from 8 to 20 hours per week with the city, mostly remote, but she has committed to making a trip down as needed, especially during audit season and budget season.
Thank you. Look forward to it. Roll call, please.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Payne. And Fleming.
Aye.
Motion passes. Welcome aboard, Anne Marie. Alderman Kellenberger.
Excuse me, I make a motion to approve an ordinance approving the authorization of the mayor to execute development agreement for project in the TIF number 1 with J&N Enterprises of Illinois Inc. for number 4 Thunderbird Circle and other actions related to here.
Thank you. Need a second? 2.5 seconds. Any discussion? This is a Holiday Inn Express. Can be for facade. Roll call, please.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt. Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Payne. Fleming.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. Alderman Kellenberger.
I make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the executing of a gas main extension agreement for a refundable deposit for non-residential developers with Ameren, Illinois Company.
Can you get a second? Alderman Garrell seconds. Any discussion?
I just want to come in, over the last 2 months, we've made a lot of progress on this, so good job on that.
So now that we have this agreement, how long is it gonna be between now and the next step?
So they anticipate to start construction around September and be finished in November. We will have a groundbreaking ceremony prior to them beginning.
And this has been we'll get back to you in 2 weeks, going on for 5 years, so it is welcome.
Yes.
So we will be, during that time, we'll be passing a contract for electric. It was originally slated to be above ground. We thought with an industrial park, it was better suited to go underground. So Ameren is preparing estimates for us with that, and we'll be final plotting as well. So our goal is to have this wrapped up and ready to go by the time the gas line is completed.
And we got, ARPA money from the council, over $400,000 for that electrical extension there.
Yeah, this is a big project, it's a 3.5 million, city's doing $1 million, and then 2.4 million roughly is coming from grants, am I correct in my logic on that?
Yes.
If they're
Yep.
split up at 2.4 million.
Yeah, the exact breakdown, just for the record, $2 million is DCEO rebuild funding, $408,000 is from the county through a DCEO Energy Transition Community Grant, and then $1,147,278 is from long-term economic development. This does not include the electric, this is just for the gas fee, although the electric will be much, much less than this.
Okay, okay, let's vote now. Roll call.
Garrell. Zumwalt. Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes. Payne. Fleming.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Motion passes. Alderwoman Zumwalt.
I make a motion to reject all bids for the city of Litchfield Carnegie building renovations.
Get a second. Thank you. Any discussion?
before we discuss this one, I looked at this, I don't know, could you go over the numbers real quick for the public on this one?
Sure. So we received a grant from DCEO for $398,500 with a required local match of $150,000 for the Carnegie Building renovations and then the development of 409 North State Street. That's the vacant lot across the street. We did only receive one bid for the Carnegie Building renovations, and it was much higher than anticipated, at $693,241. So that does not include the vacant lot. We had budgeted $200,000 total for the project out of city funds, so we plan to reject all bids, have our building inspector, Gary Baker, serve as the general contractor to coordinate the project, so that way subcontractors can just bid on their respective disciplines and hopefully cut out some overhead charges. So thanks to Gary for stepping up and being willing to do that.
So I did the math on this, and the city was, we're getting a grant, which is great. I think grants are wonderful. I'm so glad we're getting grants. But the matching funds are just as important, and our estimates for those matching funds need to be in the ballpark. And this was 32% over budget, and without even including a lot across the street. So, we gotta do a better job of looking at those matching funds. I mean, where do these numbers come from?
So the Economic Development Office puts together the grant applications, and then they're submitted. We had planned for the $150,000 in match.
So the economic developer did the numbers? Okay.
These numbers were also put together probably 2 years ago for the estimate.
Yeah, if you've done any building lately, everything's still building price, so 30%'s not far off.
So with the city doing the general contracting work, are we doing both the city, the Carnegie Building and the lot across the street?
Yes,
being done in this
and,
building?
we have, this is with very, very significantly shrinking the scope of the project. So we actually asked the CEO if we could take out the lot across the street. They said we cannot because we likely wouldn't have been selected just for the Carnegie Building. This is really not a grant that we're in a position to turn down. DCEO is critical to us, and we just approved a $2 million grant with them. So we do need to proceed, but we have shrunk the scope down as much as the state will allow. And we plan on trying to do as much of the lot across the street in-house as we can. So grading, seeding, if we can do all of that in-house. The mapping group has voiced their interest in assisting, so we hope to meet the grant requirements while staying somewhat within our budget.
Is there still construction trades at the high school that might be interested?
They may be, that's a good thought.
I don't think they're active in that.
I'm not sure, I know.
But it's something,
SCI, if they're doing.
well, SCI is teaching the basics, whether they're willing to take on any projects, I don't know.
And we have had, a group reach out, willing to maybe donate some concrete work to the city, so we'll be exploring all of those options for the elements that we can.
We'll support the locals. Support the locals and get everything that we can get out of it.
I'm ready.
Zumwalt. Heffernan. Hughes. Kane. Fleming. Kellenberger. Sisson. And Bureau.
Motion passes. Alderman Kellenberger.
I make a motion to approve an ordinance for a minor subdivision plat number, PIN number 10-320-300-32032, titled Resurvey of Lot 40 of the Route 66 crossing at Litchfield, 2nd edition.
Thank you. Can we get a second?
Second.
Alderman Sisson seconds. Any discussion?
You would explain that a little bit so
Sure.
people know?
So this is not a proposal for the business, this is just voting on the plat for the lot. So unfortunately, what happened was Shil Patel, the owner, believed that he was being sold a lot already in a developed subdivision with infrastructure already run to it. It had actually been vacated, meaning, and the vacation was done properly, it was recorded. So with the subdivision being vacated, meaning undone, the infrastructure had not been run to the lot as he thought. meaning he needs to replat because it's not currently a subdivision. This is an additional expense. Unfortunately, the title company did not catch it, which in your chain of title is something that really should be caught and brought to the purchaser's attention. The selling agency also did not seem to have disclosed it. So he needs to replat and make it a subdivision. That's all this is doing. I will tell you, we're working with him on a TIF agreement for the next meeting to help assist with some of these infrastructure costs that the former developer had not completed, just because we need to see this area developed and those are appropriate expenses.
And contrary to social media, I have no financial interest in this, nor am I getting any kickbacks for it. So many experts. Roll call, please.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Payne. Fleming.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Motion passes. Alderman Kellenberger.
I make a motion to approve a resolution for finding of fact for a special use permit for a tattoo parlor at 107 West Ryder.
Can we get a second? Alderman Garrell seconds. Any discussion?
So a quick explanation on this, the findings of fact and the upcoming ordinance go together. It's a two-part passage for a special use permit. So, Amanda Majors came forward to the city wishing to do a tattoo parlor in the downtown business district area. Currently, our code does not allow for that use to be downtown. So she will be applying for a text amendment that was missed on all of our parts in the original application process, so that'll be coming back to you June 6th. This passage right now is contingent upon, so what you're approving tonight is allowing her to do this use, assuming that the text amendment passes at the next council meeting, and with the provisions of her only being able to operate 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. because evening activity was a concern, and she has agreed that she won't do any tattooing past 8 p.m. And also the other condition was by appointment only, so no walk-in customers.
Okay, any other questions? Roll call,
Wasn't
please.
there something else, about, on the weekends?
They did not end up putting that in,
They
just,
did not?
yeah, they did, the plan commission did not end up putting that provision in, just because if someone is off work or something on Saturday mornings or afternoons, she may have some clients. They went back and forth on it and decided to leave it out, so 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And one thing I wanna mention too is this young lady did a good job of she saw the ordinances, she went to the right people, she went to the council, she went to City Hall, and we talked her through, cause those ordinances, they're complicated, they're a jumbled mess, I don't know if you've ever seen them. But you came in, we said do a special use permit, and it all worked out, so I think she did a great job, and other people, come to the city, talk to us, we want new businesses opening. I mean, and this was just a great example of that, so I just wanna tell her good job in campaigning for herself there.
Roll call, please.
Hughes.
Aye.
Payne. Fleming.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson. Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt. Huffman.
Aye.
Motion passes. Alderman Kellenberger.
Make a motion to approve an ordinance for a special use permit for tattoo parlor at 107 West Ryder with restrictions of operating by appointment only, hours 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. contingent upon the passage of the text amendment to allow for tattoo parlors as a special use within the C2 district.
Alderman Garrell seconds. I think we've already discussed this. Anything else? Roll call, please.
Payne. Fleming.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson. Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt. Huffman.
Aye.
And Hughes.
Motion passes. Alderman Fleming.
I'll make a motion to approve a quote from Schindler for elevator repairs for a cost not to exceed $13,700.
Give a second. Alderwoman Hoffman. Any discussion?
This is all coming from insurance money, right?
Roll call, please.
Fleming.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson. Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt. Huffman.
Aye.
Payne. Hughes.
Motion passes. Alderman Fleming.
I'll make a motion to approve a resolution for a professional services agreement with HMG Engineers for water distribution system improvements for an amount not to exceed $378,000.
Do we get a second?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Gilbert. Any discussion?
You gotta do this to get a grant, right? That's part of it.
Yes.
Any money we put in water and sewer is good money. Roll call, please.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Abstain.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Payne. And Fleming.
Aye.
Motion passes. Alderman Fleming.
I'll make a motion to approve the emergency purchase of 3 processed water pumps for the wastewater facility from Missouri Machinery at a cost not to exceed $11,969.22.
Do we get a second? Alderman Gerald seconds. Any discussion? John Shaw is here to answer any questions.
I have a question. Jake, why is it emergency?
I'll let John answer that.
The pumps are failing. They're over 20 years old. They're used to deliver chlorine when we're disinfecting the effluent at the treatment plant. It's a critical time of year. This is when we're required to disinfect the effluent. Couldn't have them breaking down without, issues with the IEPA.
And one had broken down.
One had
So
broken
I
down.
authorized him to order the other 2 at the same time.
20 years, that's quite a lifespan, so.
Yeah, and they run 24/7. So they're they've seen their life.
And Robin, if you get a chance to come out there, my eyes were open with that tour. A lot of that stuff is older than it is. We're looking into,
And
so it's a big update.
I'll second what Jake said. Please, anybody that would like to come out, take a look around. Dwayne's been out there as well, as Brianne. You can see where your money's going and how critical it is that we upgrade this facility.
That's gonna be very expensive.
Yes, it will.
Roll call, please.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes. Payne. Fleming.
Aye.
And Kellenberger.
Aye.
Motion passes. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.